My socks.
Your socks are terrifying. That's why you've changed them. Why hello, it's me Harley, back at it again for yet another video. And today I have brought my dad along to join me. My dad has never watched an anime in his entire life. He also doesn't understand my obsession with it. Are you okay there, Dad?
Yes, I'm okay.
You kind of look like you're doing silent movie acting, just no. Dad knows a little teeny weeny bit about like Marvel DC stuff. Like, you're aware of Batman and Joker.
Oh, I've heard of Batman, yes.
Yeah, like, and I swear you mentioned when you were little you read a couple of Beano comics and stuff.
Oh yeah, Beano and Dandy, yes.
Yeah, Beano and Dandy. Well, you know the American English side of comics and cartoons more than you know about the Japanese side.
That is true. I know
That's
nothing
what I'm
about
saying.
Japanese.
So, if I was to show you some Marvel DC characters, you could probably guess a few of them.
Unlikely, but I might get one or two.
Now then, what do you know about anime, just full stop? Like, what do you know about it?
Nothing whatsoever. But folks, you'll notice, unlike my daughter, I have not put on any makeup because I'm stunningly beautiful to start with.
Yes, indeed, Dad.
I shut you up,
The only thing I know you'd recognise is Death Note, and that's because of the whole thing going on with my school. We won't go into big detail about that now, but you know of Death Note.
Other than the fact cow stupid.
I'm gonna have to bleep out her name, you do know that, just for the time being.
Moo!
So what am I going to be doing today? I am going to be showing my dad mainly screenshots, but also artwork from my top 3 favourite anime. My dad is then going to tell me what he thinks it's about. Shall we move on to the first one?
Yes, why not?
Okay, so this is my #1 favourite anime.
Looks like you, actually, with a pop group.
I'm getting the image up! Give me a chance, man! It's maybe not the best anime of all time. A lot of people would argue that there's better, and I can understand why. But this was the anime that got me into the whole kind of like anime, manga stuff, etc. in the first place. So here's the image.
Oh, well, if that's got you into it, that's not Death Note, is it?
No.
No. I've no idea then.
Okay, so what do you see here? What do you think's going on?
I don't know, someone needs a haircut because the hair's much too long, and various other people are gawping at someone who's dressed as an undertaker who's probably going to take the head off rather than just the hair.
You're getting strangely accurate. Which one's the one that needs a haircut?
That one. Can only see out of one eye. Oh, that's where his head needs growing.
Oh, the strange thing is you don't know how accurate you're actually being at the moment. So you have no idea what anime this is?
None whatsoever.
Okay, shall I get you another image? So that's like a big piece of artwork. Explain to me what's happening in this image.
A large cat is having lunch.
Do you recognise the person?
No, not really. I don't normally gauge people by their ears. Or is the person the one with the stripy pullover?
Wait, let me just say, stripy... There isn't one with a stripy pullover. I'll give you a clue, he is in this image.
Well, show me that photo again. Look, there's the stripy pullover.
You're talking about Betty the Tiger.
Oh, well, it's a tiger called Betty?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's named after our queen, is it? Betty Windsor.
I'll give you a clue. This is a kind of period historical anime. So technically our queen wasn't alive then.
Oh.
But...
So we're going back to the 19th century.
Victorians, yeah.
Victorian.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does that give you any more insight into what it's about?
Not really. It's Jack the Ripper inspecting a cat's tonsils.
Very, very strange that you actually mentioned Jack the Ripper. Okay, so this bit, what's going on here?
Tutankhamun's alarm clock has just gone up. And he's so ecstatic of being woken up after 5,000 years. So
you think that's Tutankhamun?
Well, I've got some bandages on, so it could be. Either that or it's your mother after she's crashed her head into the kitchen floor.
For the images you've seen so far, whereabouts do you think this is taking place?
Hartlepool.
I wasn't meaning like that. Like, look at
circus?
Yes!
Wow, brownie point.
Yes! So which anime have I absolutely adored which has a circus involved?
Billy Smart goes to Hartlepool?
Who's Billy Smart? Who's Billy Smart on here?
I don't know, but Billy Smart is a circus proprietor of the 20th century.
So you're saying he's the runner of the circus?
Yes.
He's not there?
No.
We now know who Billy Smart is. What's going on here?
What's this seal? I have no idea at all.
I'll give you a clue. It's very innocent. Nothing
Oh, it
weird's going on.
Well, it looks like someone trying to chew off someone's knickers, but it can't possibly be the case. It's more innocent than that, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not somebody trying to chew the knickers off someone.
I won't go into the with no knickers on to start with. That would be rude.
Okay, this image.
Someone trying to drown someone else having just tipped their lemonade over.
So you think all that liquid is lemonade?
Could be. A very, very large glass of lemonade.
I suppose that makes sense. You have the circus. You like fizzy drinks of the circus.
It's elephant!
Don't swear!
It's elephant urine. We need a good pachyderm to relieve its bladder.
So they're just like swimming around in elephant pee.
Could well be, yes.
Okay. Do you want the bonus image?
Oh, what's the bonus image? Oh, I don't know. That's someone contemplating with someone while trying to twist the head off.
Mum said it looks like me when I wake up in the morning.
Oh, what, red-eyed?
No, she says that I'm the grey-haired one.
Well, it could be Holmes and Watson contemplating something.
Now that's actually kind of interesting because they do have a very kind of like Sherlock Holmes and Watson field. So these two are the main characters, I'll give you that. So what do you think their like relationship is?
Son and great-grandfather.
So what do you think it's about generally? Just now you've seen all the images, what do you think this anime is about?
People plotting to go and murder Cal of Beecham.
You're not allowed to say. I'm going to have to censor you a couple of those because YouTube won't allow those words and I'm not allowed to mention the name yet. Okay, so you
Okay,
can...
alright, it's a group of people contemplating how to rebuild their broken bicycle.
Does it not help you at all that I've actually got an image?
Yes, my lord.
That's a really big phrase. How do you not know it?
They're trying to resurrect George Harrison? My sweet lord.
They're trying to resurrect George Harrison.
I think he was cremated, so it'd be a pretty difficult job.
Oh, Dad, you're killing me. You've got it entirely wrong.
That's not surprising.
That's my number one favourite anime. It's called Black Butler. And a basic summary of what it's about is essentially 13-year-old Victorian James Bond. It's not boring! Essentially, it's 13-year-old Victorian James Bond who goes around trying to avenge the death of his parents with a demon who he signs a contract with.
Oh, it's quite useful having a demon, yes.
I do have 2 statues of Sebastian there. Now you know them, and I have one of CL there. That's how much of a fan of Black Butler I am.
Oh, I'm so underwhelmed.
Okay, would you like to see the next one? Now, this is a very, very famous piece of artwork from the anime.
A very famous piece of artwork.
For the people who've watched it. I think that gives you a clue as to who the main character is.
Someone else who needs a haircut? I don't know.
Are you saying he needs a haircut too?
Well, I heard that he seems to be on a motorbike or something with his hair sort of strung out in the...
But there's no motorbike!
Well, maybe he's just on a skateboard or something that we can't see because it's below the picture.
So he's skateboarding.
Yeah, could be.
Would you like to move on to the next image?
Yeah, I'd love to move on to the next image. That one totally underwhelmed me.
This one...
Watching watercress grow.
This one I think sums up pretty nicely what the show is about. So tell me what you think the show's about.
Oh, a magician.
You're thinking along the right lines, I must say. He does perform tricks of some kind.
I don't know, an auctioneer of total... Look, this is what we've got just for sale today. It's my antediluvian eBay.
Who are the women behind him?
A couple of tarts he's picked up in the pub, I don't know.
So you think he's a player?
I don't know.
You think he's a right lad?
Well, I don't know. I can't see his name and number on his back. He's looking the wrong way to see whether he was a player.
Okay, next image. Explain this one. What's going on here? This one's a bit unfair, I must say.
They're doing an impersonation of an ABBA movie.
So you think they're performing Mamma Mia, essentially?
Something like that, yeah.
So which one's Benny and which one's Bjorn?
Well, there's Benny and Bjorn, and there's Agneta and Frida.
So you're saying the girls are being the men and the men are being the girls?
Oh, they're just cross-dressing.
Explain this. What's he doing?
About to throw some bint off a string bridge or something, I don't know.
The woman, she's the same person from the background in the previous photo I showed you.
Ah, so it's obviously his daughter who's been spending too much of his money, so he's just killed her.
Thanks, Dad! So you're saying this is a dad disposing of the body of his daughter?
Could well be, yes. I'll take some hints from that.
Who's this?
Who's that? Goodness knows. Someone with his head on twisted. I've no idea at all. No idea at all.
Just give a bit of a guess.
It's Winston Churchill in 1914 or something, contemplating the start of the First World War.
So you're saying that's Winston Churchill. When did Winston Churchill have a pink beard?
I don't know. Oh, it's a pink beard, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it must be an Egyptian pharaoh then to have a stupid beard like that.
Well, you're kind of close. What did pharaohs think they were?
What do they think? Gods?
Yes! That's God.
That's God, is it?
Yeah.
Ah, which God? Christian God? Hindu God?
To be honest with you,
Jewish God? Pagan God?
that's something that's very debated about in the show. The show actually does a lot of religions combined together, essentially. So you actually managed to guess something. That's a god.
Oh, wow.
So what do you think the other three people are?
Angels?
They've kind of got a job similar to an angel, so I'll give you that.
Oh, wow. What a brownie
Would
pudding.
you like the bonus image?
Oh, I'll have the bonus image, why not?
What's going on here?
What's going on there? He has just bought a drink from him in a pub and has been shortchanged. And he's pretty annoyed about it.
I am not kidding you. You are surprisingly close.
What, you mean he has bought a drink from him in a pub?
No.
He thought it was real ale and he's been given nitro kegs, so he's off about it.
I have got to censor you so much. Just as a summary, what do you think that show's about? I've given you a couple of hints along the way.
Someone opening a chain of pubs in competition with Mr. Martin and Wetherspoons.
So you think it's a show about rivaling Wetherspoons?
Yeah, a show about rivaling Wetherspoons.
Essentially what it's about is when people die, they are sometimes sent to a bar in kind of limbo, and it's decided whether they should be reincarnated or sent to the void.
Oh, you mean like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or whatever? The restaurant at the end of the universe?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh.
And that's why there's a god involved. The bartender is essentially the person who decides if they go on. Maybe he's an angel. He's kind of got a job similar to that of maybe an angel. So you actually got that pretty close.
And you find this interesting and entertaining, do you?
Yes! Don't laugh at me. Okay, so final. Do you want the final one?
Yeah, let's have the final one.
So this is my third favourite anime. Oh, by the way, that one was called Death Parade. This is probably the most famous piece of artwork from the show. What's going on here?
They're having a duel and exterminating both of each other.
Well, yeah, that's pretty straightforward. So you don't think they're friendly with one another?
Well, if they deliberately miss, they could be quite friendly.
What's going on here?
Someone's thinking, by God, it's time I washed my foot. I only wash one foot at a time. It's a bit profligate doing two at the same time. Uses too much soap and water and gas to heat the water.
Again, this is another kind of historical one.
Well, the beard would seem to indicate it could be Shakespeare contemplating his foot for inspiration.
So you think that's Shakespeare? To be fair, it's about as crazy as Shakespeare, so...
I don't have a muse, I just inspect my metatarsals.
So who's this? You might recognise him from the first image I showed you.
Bert. Cedric.
I was thinking about, like,
Arbuthnot.
how do you think he fits into the plot is what I was going to say, not like his name.
With the shoehorn, with difficulty.
With difficulty, so you don't think he's a main character?
Well, you said how he fits into the plot, you know. I mean,
If
he
you
might
said-
have to squeeze himself in, I don't know. Or is the plot built round him?
Yes, he's the main character. Why do you think he's smiling? Do you think that's a good thing or bad thing?
He's just been elected President of the United States of America.
Surprisingly close. It is based in America. What nationality would you say he is? Think
Tibetan.
Tibetan. Okay, so you think he's Tibetan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tibetan.
He's
Yeah.
Tibetan.
Looks as if he's just fallen off Everest or something and bumped his head.
So you're saying he's somebody who's fallen off Everest, hit his head, and he's Tibetan.
Yeah.
And that's why he's smiling like that.
Well, if you just bumped your head after falling off Everest, you'd have something to smile about. The very fact you're still alive, maybe.
Okay, what's going on here?
It's been declared a loony and stuck in a straitjacket. I don't know.
What about all this stuff? What's...
Oh, I don't know. I thought assumed it was a straitjacket. He's strangling himself with a towel. I don't know.
Shall I give you a clue? It's actually two people. It's somebody hugging somebody else, and there's a lot of blood.
Oh, someone hugging someone else, and it's a lot of blood. This is straight out of Holy Grail or something, isn't it? It's not a couple of the knights who say "ni."
No, it is not the Knights Who Say Knit. It is not Monty Python.
Well, if it's not Monty Python, it's not terribly interested, is it? I am a knight who say "ni."
So, no, what essentially you've got there is a woman holding a little boy, and there's a lot of blood. So what do you think's happened?
It's a very, very young little boy, and it's still got bits of the birth all over it.
Oh, God! Oh, you've now ruined that anime for me! Okay, no, nothing could ruin that anime for me, but ew! This is one of the final images I'm going to show you. What's going on there?
He's just lost a contact lens and is absolutely full of remorse. And there is people helping looking for it.
What about the whole trousers down thing?
Oh, I've got two pairs of trousers on. I've got trousers under my own. What else? He's got bloody long pants.
It's a historical piece. When was it set? So you're thinking of America, think of a big era that's really influential.
Well, if there's a big era in America, it's going to be in the last 250 years, isn't it?
Precisely. So what decade would you say it's about?
Oh, 1840s.
What's a big thing that happened?
Prohibition.
Prohibition era.
Oh, blimey, man, that's 1920s, isn't it?
Precisely. It's
Prohibition.
It's 1920s America.
Mm.
That's when it's set. So do you think that gives you any more idea as to the nationality of these people?
1920s America, no. They can't all be Tibetan. They've got the wrong hairstyle anyway.
Do you want the bonus image?
I love the bonus
Now, this
image.
bonus image is partly to traumatise the people who have actually watched this anime. We all know this image.
Look, I can stop a bullet with my hand.
Oh, we wish he could have. We wish he could have. Oh, no. Anything else you get from that?
It's not a god again, is it? Peace on you, my son. Careful with that gun.
There's no gods involved in this one. I've only just realised my top 3 favourite animes, the top 3 characters, like the main characters, all have basically the same hairstyle.
They do. Stupid hairstyle, isn't it?
It's the hairstyle I kind of want.
Hmm.
So, just as a summary, what do you think it's about?
I think it's about someone who has decided that their total reason in life is to start a weasel breeding program somewhere in the wilds of Lincolnshire.
Why that? No, seriously, what do you think it's about?
Well, okay, maybe if it's America, maybe it can't be Lincolnshire. A weasel breeding program somewhere in Arizona. But are there any weasels involved?
There are no weasels involved!
Stoats?
No stones.
Pine martens?
Oh, God. Dad, it's called 91 Days. It's about a lad who is getting revenge for the death of his family. You saw the image of his mum and his little brother who had been shot.
Mm.
And the 2 characters you saw at the beginning was the character getting revenge and one of the guys who helped kill his family off, essentially. They're Italian.
So there's no weasels involved at all?
There's no weasels and they're not Tibetan.
Oh.
They're Italian mafia.
Oh, Italian mafia.
Yeah.
It's not much of a Tibetan mafia, but never mind.
Oh, this is painful.
How about an Estonian mafia? There could well be an Estonian mafia.
The day I see an anime about the Estonian mafia will be the day that I think I'll just spontaneously combust.
That'd be a bit dangerous. Well, we're going to get sprinklers in, have we?
Oh, Dad, you are hurting me. Oh.
I don't want you to spontaneously combust. If you were to spontaneously combust, we would have to get all your pet animals to come in and urinate on you at the same time to put you out.
What's your fixation with pee? Since Black Butler, all you've been thinking about is pee, and I can't explain that.
No, neither can I.
So that's my dad's opinion on my top 3 favourite anime. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, because he might have actually altered the way I perceive them from now on.
And the next show is me boring with train spotting.
We all know if you had a YouTube channel, it would be about train spotting of the Royal Air Force.
Not necessarily in that order.
I think you've genuinely traumatised me after that. I knew this was going to be weird, because I knew you have a weird mind. Like daughter, like father. We're both about as mad as one another, and I don't know what I was expecting from you, but... Oh my god.
Well, I'm really disappointed that you should be involved in all these animes and none of them have got weasels as principal characters.
Oh, I'm now questioning everything that I've ever watched and done. Well done. On that note, I think I'm going to say goodbye. Toodle pip old beans. What is my life?